How does the cycle of 3 manifest in J, K, and L? Well, J is 10, K is 11, and L is 12. So J as 10 is heaven. Once a spirit has created its own I based on its own home, its own soul, it now has its own perspective on the universe. From here, it can connect its ego and its space to create more room to express its individuality and fulfill personal fiery desires. Thus, J is the ego, the light, the fire. K as 11 is kin, two individuals seeing eye to eye, fire to fire, so they can connect and vibe in a pool of water. K is what happens when a spirit does not want to be in this individual J in its heaven alone anymore. So K is all about a spirit connecting its I to another spirit's I, in this case, the universe. So when a spirit wants to connect its personal heaven to other spirits, it must use K to appear kind and create a vibe in order to do so. In the case of the entities that made this language, it means killing indigenous peoples. Kill them with what? With kindness, of course. Make hundreds of treaties claiming that you're going to stop stealing their land after you've just stolen this plot, and you're going to stop murdering them after you just murdered this tribe, and just keep appearing kind so you can kill them once they turn their back. And now you've made every country in North and South America. Now, killing people so that you can colonize their space and steal their resources is clearly very chaotic, very emotional behavior. Thus, K is water, the soul. 1 + 1 = 2, showing us that two imaginations come together in vibe. L as 12 is the clock of light. When a spirit wants to use K to expand their J into the space of other individuals, they must use L, they must use light to do so. When you want to share your individual perspective on heaven with another spirit, you must use light to trap the attention of other spirits in order to do so, hoping that the way you're communicating your perspective with this light allows them to see what you do. This is the point of the L light clock. Light is what spirits create so that they can cycle through connections and communicate their individual perspective on heaven with others. Now, in the case of the entities who created this language, they desire to use the L, to use the light, to kill indigenous peoples, to separate us from our spirits, make us believe we're the body so that they can make money off of how we're communicating, so that they can capitalize on our chi and keep us trapped in a simulation as we fear death, as we fear nothingness. In the case of the entities who made this language, they desire to use the L to kill, KIL, indigenous peoples. And that's all L's. Light, logic, love, language. It's all about white supremacists using the law to kill indigenous peoples by separating us from our spaces so that they can steal our land, colonize our creations, and force us to become convicts to their imaginary concepts. By blinding us with light, white supremacists make it so we can't see or connect with ourselves, meaning that we are forced to look at the light that is colonizing our space, that's blinding us from ourselves, as the true God, or the true Heavenly Father, or the one and only prime creator, or source consciousness. It's all about some other spirit using their light to colonize your attention, to trap your soul so you don't realize that you yourself are an individual God separate from all others in the universe. 1 plus 2 is 3, showing us that L, that light, is air, communication of a spirit's internal to the external, so that they can connect in some clockwork. Next time, we'll talk about how L becomes M as spirits make their communications matter.